Hi, I'm Magnus. Recently I built this shelf for my garage, and for this wall I needed some hangers for my different garden tools. So, if you want to see how I made it, just keep watching.
I started by figuring out how I wanted the tools to hang on the wall. And after a few iterations I could take some measurements and also draw an outline for my leaf blower. I could then cut out the shape roughly on the bandsaw. And yes, I know it seems like a lot of waste, but this was just a scrap piece that was laying around on the floor. I held the piece in place and used a washer to draw the perfect outline of the leaf blower, which I then could cut out more accurately. After checking the fit, I could then go on with the next step, to rip some plywood to 10 cm width, which is about 4 inches. I used the retractable fence as a stop block to get repeatable cuts. Then it was just a lot of cross-cutting to get all my pieces. I could then use my templates to draw the curves onto the first piece of each stack. And then I went over to the bandsaw to cut these as close to the lines as possible. I then used the first piece to draw the same curve onto all the other pieces in each stack. All the pieces were then cut, making sure to stay on the safe side of the line. Time for glue up. I spread some glue and stacked 3 pieces on top of each other. And added some brad nails before continuing with some more pieces. I also added some clamps and set them to side. Meanwhile, I started with the other holders, which are more hook-like. First I cleaned up one end before cutting several pieces to length on my table saw, once again using my table saw fence as a stop block. I also cut a notch in the back of each piece. And don't forget to subscribe. On the bandsaw I cut some curves to make them fit the tools, and also to make them a little bit more refined. Then some sanding. The backer board also got some attention and I gave it some rounded edges. Then I marked the location for the holes for attaching it to the wall. Pre-drilling and countersink. Then it was time to start with assembly. I attached the tool holders with some glue and a screw from the top. The larger ones got also a screw from behind. Then more sanding. To attach the holders for the leaf blower, I spread some glue and then used an old salt trick to prevent it from sliding around. Checked the position and then added some clamping pressure. After fitting the other piece, I added some glue, some salt and a clamp. To reinforce it, I also added some screws from behind. Then it was time to attach it to the wall. I held it in place, making sure it was level, and marked where to drill with a nail. Then it was just to drill the holes, adding some anchors, before screwing it in place. When all the gears was loaded, I fitted a second hanger that was going to be mounted a bit lower. So, now all things are stored in an easy, accessible way. Thanks for watching.